Hi angels, welcome and welcome back to me, my thoughts and I with Esther. On this podcast, I share about my life, my thoughts, and things I go through in my day-to-day life. I share about my journey of building my faith in God, self-development, self-discovery, self-growth, and self-improvement. I hope you feel loved and welcome here. I hope you enjoyed this week's episode, and if you haven't heard, you're amazing, you're beautiful, or handsome, and everything is working out for your good. Just have faith and put in the work, and everything will come together beautifully for you. I hope you're able to take something away from this week's episode. Don't forget to follow, like, and leave a review. And follow me on Instagram and TikTok. And don't forget, I love you so much. And let's get right into this episode. Hi angels, welcome back to another episode of Me, My Thoughts and I podcast. It's your host, Esther. I hope you guys are having a fantastic weekend. Whatever day you might be listening to this, I hope you're having a fantastic day. I hope you're fine. I hope you're good. I hope life is treating you well. Welcome to Me, My Thoughts and I podcast, where I get free insight into the kind of thoughts that go on in the head of a 20-something-year-old girl, just trying to live her best life and trying to be the best version of herself every day. I'm sorry my voice is cracking. I do not know where this cough came from, but make sure to follow the podcast, leave a rating, leave a review, follow on Instagram, follow us on TikTok. And this week we are going to be talking about moving past your mistakes and failures. But before we get right into today's episode, we're going to start with our fluff. What I'm grateful for. This week I'm grateful for divine timing. That's what I'm grateful for. I'm grateful for divine timing. I'm grateful for God that He always does things in His time. Everything is perfect for Him according to His plan, actually. So, yeah, I'm grateful for divine timing. Our reminder for today is you are one of a kind. Never forget that there is no one like you. There is no one like you, period. You are one of a kind. You are unique. There is no duplicate of you. There's nobody that is like you. You are special. You are that girl. And always remember that. So, yeah, let's get into today's episode. Like I said in the beginning, today we are going to be talking about moving past your mistakes and failures. But before I get right into today's episode, I want to give you guys 5 quotes that really resonate with me in regards to this topic. First, more people would learn from their mistakes if they weren't so busy denying them. Second, experience is simply the name we give our mistakes. Third, forgive yourself for your faults and your mistakes and move on. Fourth, don't regret anything you do because in the end, it makes you who you are. Fifth, today is the most important day of our lives. I feel like it's so easy for us to dwell on our failures and it's so easy for us to dwell on the mistakes we've made, the failures we've experienced, and all those kind of things because that's the easier thing to do. It's easier to dwell on them than it is to move on from them. And I feel like the more you dwell in them, like you're not making any progress in life if you keep on dwelling on your mistakes. You're not doing anything better. You keep on being a failure because you keep on dwelling on that failure. The moment you move on from that failure, you are no longer failing. It's no longer a failure. It's just basically a lesson learned. It's just basically a lesson learned, and I feel like that's the purpose of every mistake and failure is for us to learn a lesson and move on from it. It's for us to learn something and move on from it. It's not necessary. It is only a failure if you see it as a failure. Basically, it's only a regret if you see it as a regret. See it as a lesson. Take something from it and move on. Never repeat that same mistake again because you say insanity is when you do something over and over again and expecting a different result. So learn from it, move on, do something better, do something different. Don't focus on your past. Like I said in one of our quotes for today, is that today is the most important day of our lives. It's what you do with the day you have that matters the most, not what you did the day before, not what you're going to do tomorrow. What matters the most is what you're going to do today. What matters the most is what you're going to make of the day that is in front of you, what you're going to do with the minutes in front of you, because tomorrow is not promised, whether we like it or not. Tomorrow is not promised, whether I want to live in that fantasy or not. I mean, we thank God for life, we thank God for keeping us day by day. I'm very grateful. I'm grateful for everyone that is listening, that is alive to listen to today's episode. Like, I'm so grateful. But tomorrow is not promised, and at the end of the day, what we have is today. What we have is this minute that we are living in, because we are not sure what can happen in the next minute. So live your life and learn from your mistakes. Move on from them. Do your best every day. Every day, put your best foot forward and do what you know you're supposed to do. When you fall down, you get up. Doesn't matter how many times you fall. What matters is how many times you get up. And I'm not just speaking from like, oh, she's just talking. No, I'm speaking from personal experiences, from making a lot of mistakes and failing a lot, because I know it's so easy to sit in that failure and sit in that mistake and want to beat yourself up and want to make yourself feel like you're some kind of terrible person, that you've done something bad. But at the end of the day, for yourself, not even for anyone else, so as to fulfill your purpose in life, you have to get up and move on, learn from whatever it was and move on. Mistakes are simply things we should learn from and move on from. You should never let them stop you from moving forward. You should never let them stop you from going forward with your life. You should never let them stop you from dreaming. You should never let them stop you from going forward for goals that you want. It's okay to fail. Like, it's a social expectation for you to feel ashamed for failing. There's nothing wrong with failure. There's nothing wrong with failing. It's simply when you do not learn from that failure, that's when it's stupid. Basically, like, that's when you're just plainly being foolish. Is when you do not learn from that failure. Look at your failure, take lessons from it, and move on for it. Keep it at the past. That is where it is meant to be, in the past. You don't need to keep it. Sorry, you don't need to keep it in your heart. You don't need to keep it in your hand. Take the lessons you learned from it and move on with your life. People, just move on from your failures. I feel like that is the purpose of this entire episode. Move on from your failures. Move on from your mistakes. Like, they are going to hold you back so much if you don't decide to move on from it. They're going to stop you from exploring from so much and doing so much more with your life, because one single failure does not define you. One single failure does not, even if it's 10 failures, like, they do not define you. They do not, like, it's not written in your life story that this failure is what is going to destroy this person's life. No, you see your failures, face them head on. It's fine. It's not that deep. It's not that serious. Everybody fails. There's no successful person in this world that has never failed before. It's impossible. You have to fail at something to be good at something, and that's just life. And that's just life. So make sure you learn from your failures every day, and every day we're bad at something. It's impossible. You can't be good at everything. But as long as you are learning from it, as long as you are seeing it for what it is and you're moving on from it, don't let it hold you down. Don't let it make you not want to do better things in your life with your life. Don't let it make you not want to reach for the stars, basically. So just make sure that for every failure, you're getting up and moving on again. If you fall 7 times, you get up the 8th time. Get up. Don't stay down. Always get up. Move on from your failure. Embarrassment is just, there's nothing like embarrassment, like, period. There's nothing to feel embarrassed about. Embarrassment is a social concept, period. There's nothing to feel embarrassed about. Just face your life. Face what is in front of you, not what is behind you. So I hope you guys enjoyed this quick short episode. Yeah, I'm very congested. I don't know why, but I'll find something hot to drink now. So yeah, thank you guys so much for listening to another episode of me, my Thought and I podcast. I hope you guys enjoyed. My voice is going. I'll see you guys next week in the next episode. Bye guys. Hi angels, thank you for listening to another episode of me, my thoughts, and I hope you had a great listen and I hope you enjoyed this episode. Don't forget to follow the podcast, make sure to leave a rating and a review. And if you want to see more of the podcast, follow on Instagram. And if you want to see more of me, also follow me on Instagram and TikTok. I hope you guys enjoyed today's episode. I hope you learned something and I hope it was quite insightful and wonderful for you. And remember that you are wonderful and amazing. I'll see you guys in the next episode. And if you guys so much, bye guys. Mwah.